Alright, so this is a part 3, and it's most likely going to be the last part to the word consecration precedes service. So in the last video, I mentioned that God was highlighting to me the setting apart from people who are not meant to go with you when He elevates you. And I mentioned in that video how there needed to be a stripping off when it came to your kingdom spouse. And that video was specifically talking about those who were standing for kingdom marriage. So yes, in that video, I mentioned again that there needed to be a stripping off when it came to your kingdom spouse. Now in this video, same process, consecration, but there needs to also be a stripping off when it comes to you. This is the thing. God will test you in seasons before your elevation, and it'll be a test to see if you have truly turned from the things that used to trigger you, if you've truly turned from works of the flesh, basically. So with that being said, when it comes to you, the stripping off will be the things that can still, how do I say this? The things that you still may fall back into when you're triggered. There you go. So let's say there was a point in time when you struggle with anger, wrath, filthy language, those kind of things. There will be a test. And God will see before your elevation if when you are triggered, when you are in a compromising situation, will you fall back into those things. And if you happen to fail the test, that is fine. That's what the consecration is for. You being set apart from everybody, everything, so that the Lord can cleanse you, purify you, and humble you. And this is the stripping off. In your time of being set apart from everyone else, and God is doing this cleansing, He's doing this purification, He's humbling you. The stripping off, He's going to be stripping off those works of the flesh that you can still fall into. And this is for your benefit, because before you elevate, you have to be able to have self-control. You have to be able to be kind. You have to be able to possess the fruit of the Spirit. And so the stripping off is not just for your kingdom spouse. Consecration from your kingdom spouse is not just a process where the stripping off is only happening for your kingdom spouse, but for you as well. I mean, after all, when you're elevating and you're going into the new and you're beginning to walk in purpose and you're beginning to press into service, you have to represent God. You're not going to be representing God if you are walking around with anger issues, if you're walking around full of wrath, if you're walking around, possessing the works of the flesh. That's not representing God. And if we are pressing into service, we are His servants. We're doing what He called and purposed us to do. We must represent Him. So this stripping off is a good thing before you elevate, before He elevates you, before you press into service. And a part of the humbling process is knowing that, you may still struggle with this and you need healing. You may still fall into this and you need deliverance. When you're able to recognize that, when you're able to confess that to the Lord, that's where the humbling process comes in. That's now where you confess your faith, you confess your sins to Him, you confess your faults. Now this is the point where God can cleanse you. This is the part where God can heal you and He can purify you, because you were humble enough. You humbled yourself before Him and you were able to tell Him, God, this is what I am struggling with. This is something I thought that I was delivered from, but this situation triggered me and made me fall back into it. I'm confessing that to you, Lord. And now the Lord can work. And He's going to put you in a consecration. He's going to put you in consecration. He's going to have you consecrate yourself so that He can do what He needs to do as far as healing you, cleansing you, purifying you, humbling you. I just wanted to make this video to make that clear, because the issue is not always the kingdom spouse that you're standing for. Sometimes you are in fault, and you need to realize that you're not perfect. Okay, none of us are. But a lot of times, people will make a kingdom spouse word, or a prodigal spouse word, something like that, and they will speak on the faults of the prodigal or the kingdom spouse that you're standing for, rather than pointing out where you are in the wrong, where you have faults, where you have made the mistakes, and where you need to be humbled, where you need to be cleansed, where you need to be, refined, chastened, whatever the case may be, however God sees fit. There's always a time when you can confess where you're wrong. Just because you are the believing spouse, just because you are the saved spouse, the sanctified spouse, does not mean you are doing everything right. And I just wanted to make that very, very clear for the ones that are struggling in this time, and you may have made a mistake, you may have fallen, and you beating yourself up about that. That's okay. That's what we have the Lord for, so that you can go to Him and you can tell Him, I messed up here. That's humility. You say, God, this is where I messed up. I'm disappointed in myself, but I want to give this to you. I'm asking for healing. I'm asking for deliverance, because I cannot defeat this on my own. All right. So I hope I said everything that needed to be said, because I'm pretty sure that this is the last part. Y'all be blessed.